Yo, what's good, people? I go by the name of Killer Beezy, and today, guess who's back? Back again. No, I'm joking. All right, cool. Um, okay, so obviously, let's get straight to the point, right? Obviously, we recorded the video probably about what, just under a week ago now, where we announced that we were kind of going to be looking to leave MCOC, right? Now, that hasn't changed. Let me just say that from now. Now, in my video, I also said, obviously, it doesn't necessarily mean that I'll be gone forever. If things change within the game, then I may come back. Now, obviously, there's a lot of talk going around today about the roadmap. So I wanted to just kind of like, obviously, a few of you guys might think it is what it is. If Beezy still goes, he goes, whatever. But a few of you might be like, like, I wonder if some of the changes is going to change Beezy's mind and make him stay. Now, before I kind of get into the details of that, I did just want to clear up, right? So, like, when I made my video, I wasn't making it from a perspective of, oh, I'm not happy with the way the game is right now, so, like, I'm just gonna leave the game. Anybody that knows me, and I like done very well to point this out in his video. Anybody that knows me knows I haven't been playing this game competitively or like even at a very high enjoyment level for a very long time. Yeah, I've like stepped down from alliances. I've stopped playing like competitively or semi-competitively to just doing the bare minimum. When content comes out upon day release, I'm not in a rush to do the content. That has been an ongoing cycle for me for a very long period of time. One of the main things for me regarding Marvel Contest of Champions and how I feel is I love streaming, right? And I always feel like unless you're gonna grind arena for units or you're gonna spend on a game for units, I'm very limited on the content I can stream because I can't go into end game content like Act 6 or Abyss of Legends or any kind of content on that level, knowing that I'm gonna need units, but without the units, it doesn't make sense. And therefore, that holds me back a lot on the content that I would love to stream. Obviously, like if I was someone that put a lot of money into the game, or I grinded Arena a lot, I wish Arena was more fun. If Arena was more fun, or if it was PvP, I'd play it all the time on stream. All the time, I would stream it every day. But unfortunately, it's not. So like I always find that, like every now and again I'll be able to do like 15 fights in arena, and then I'm just like, just literally sitting in front of my pad, just like, and I'm like, oh shoot, okay, enter a fight. You enter the fight, and I fall asleep on the screen before we get into the fight, like, and the fight starts. So so that's been like a long thing for me. I have been. I am a gamer. I do enjoy playing more than one game. More so because I don't want to get, if I'm finding the game boring already or repetitive already, trying to force myself to play it more is just going to drive me further and further away from the game. So with that being said, let's talk about the roadmap. So there's been a load of things announced in the roadmap. And let me just say from this perspective, it's, in my opinion, it's all positive. All positive. I mean, we're yet to receive a lot of details and in-depth stuff about the changes, but all of the changes that we know of so far are all positive. I don't have one negative thing to say about any of those changes. The current changes that we know of and we know how they will work, will they make me change my mind and start playing the game again? Because the moment AW Seasons rewards were out, I left my alliance. I sent a big shout out to my alliance. I also, what else did I do? I deleted line, the whole lot. Yeah. Now, um, what's been announced so far? Will that make me actively start playing the game again? No, it will not. For me, I think people have to remember, and you know, my scenario is a very different case for the normal player base, and this is one thing I've always like since I announced that I was gonna leave the game. I wasn't trying to encourage nobody else to leave. Like, you know, I'm by far saying, "Oh, I'm leaving. Everybody else should join me. Everybody leave and come and play these other games that I'm playing." That's not what I'm saying. I have said before, and I will say it again. I want Marvel Contest of Champions to improve. I don't want it to die. A lot of people have said, "Oh, the game's dying." I don't want the game to die. Nor do I believe the game. I believe no. Well, I can't say no game is bigger than the community. I can't really say that because there's a lot of games that aren't bigger than the community, and you know, obviously, without the community, there is no game. And you can argue that you know, without the game, there wouldn't be a community. But the game needs the community more than the community could needs the game. Yeah, a community could jump over to any game. Yeah, if a new Marvel game came out right now and all the community from MCOC jumped over to that Marvel game, MCOC would die, right? But if it's the other way around and the game kind of moved on to whatever, try to cater the game to a different audience or whatever, the community is not going to die. Just find something else. So you know, it is definitely a thing where, like, to me, the game isn't dead as long as there's still a community enjoying the game. But in order for the community to enjoy the game, the developers need to listen. And that's something that we felt like Kabam haven't done for years. They'll listen when they want to listen. And then where they feel that they don't need to listen, they won't listen. That's how the community have felt for years. And it's so refreshing for someone from my perspective to wake up this morning and see all the videos and all the news. And I actually turned around and I said to my missus, I never thought I would see this day come. It's a bit disheartening that it takes for the community to come together and kick off like this, and for people to get to the state that they are at right now for a change like this to come. But let me tell you this, people, it could have been worse. The change could have not come. Right, Kabam could have quite easily said, "Oh, you know, they could have had a lot more faith in their game and thought, oh, we don't need to do this. We can only, like, you know, address certain things." And I think the community has done an amazing job in constructively giving feedback based on all the issues and all the parts of the game that they haven't been feeling or they feel like needs developing or revamping. And Kabam so far have done an amazing job at communicating throughout these steps. Briefly breaking down, I say briefly because although they gave us a lot of information, there's still a lot more details to each piece of the information that they've given us to come. So I feel like on both ends, there's been an amazing job so far in regards to the discussion about what needs to be done and what is going to be done. Obviously, we need to see the steps where it is now done. And I think the main things for me, as a player that lives my type of lifestyle, where I've got my kids at home, I've got my wife at home, and I need to spend time with my kids. I need to be a dad. I need to find times in the day where, you know, I need to also be a husband, and I also need to find my time for like my gaming, my wind down time, my time for creating content, and also, you know, my time to obviously go out, socialize, which obviously we're not really doing at the moment because of COVID. But excuse me, but you know, like any other game that I play, it fits around my lifestyle wherever I want it to fit in. Whereas with Marvel Contest of Champions, because of the way Alliance activities work, like Alliance Quest and like Alliance War, there's such a demand for your time here and now when other people are ready. And that's one of the main aspects of the game that doesn't work for me. Yeah, and just because it doesn't work for me, it doesn't mean it won't work for anyone else, but it doesn't work for me. I've done it for years, and yes, it hasn't necessarily been a problem, but when there's other things wrong with a game, like, you know, you don't really necessarily want to force yourself to play it. And the fact that I've had to constantly over the last few months or whatnot force myself to, oh yeah, shoot, I gotta log in, or sometimes forgetting to log in and do my AQ before I go to bed, and then, like, 12 hours into AQ, I haven't moved yet, I haven't even joined. So little things like these is what I would is like the quality of life changes for the community. Those are the things that I want to see. I want to see that there's not as much pressure to participate in alliance-based events and activities. And obviously they have announced that there are going to be changes coming to Alliance Quest and Alliance War. I'm excited to see what they are, because that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to determine what I do. So obviously within the next week or so, we should have more information in regards to how things are going to work. But that is going to be the decider for me as to whether I don't, because at the moment I say I've stepped away, but it's not really any different. Like, over the next week or so, I'm going to be doing the same thing that I've been doing anyway. Like, the only difference is I'm not in an alliance. I haven't really been making content for the game. I'm still kind of gonna go down that road over the next week. And then, the plan was to obviously do the final Act 6.4 stream, but if Act 6 is kind of being looked at and being nerfed, to me, it doesn't make sense to do the Act 6 stream now. It surely makes more sense, because then we can save up some resources, obviously going into Act 6 once it's been revamped. And like, if we save resources and we're getting back into the game, those resources can then go to an Abyss run. So that's one of the reasons why I was actually meant to go live today, to jump into my final Act 6.4 run, but it didn't make sense to me to, like, do a bit of research on all the news that's been announced, and with the possibility of me kind of doing a U-turn depending on what's announced next week. It didn't make no sense for me to rush a final, oh yeah, let's do the final Act 6.4 stream, last stream for MCOC, and then next week it's like, hey guys, so the stream that I done last week, it wasn't the final one, we're back. Like, it made no sense. So I'm not obviously gonna rush into anything. We'll see how it goes. We'll keep up to date with the announcements. When things are announced, I probably will do a video on it to just express my view and kind of let you guys know where I stand. If the news has kind of helped me kind of think, all right, yeah, like, let's stay in, let's go. But obviously I'm that's not really gonna happen until Kabam give us more detail on what the changes are for AQ and AW. Like, it's great to, like I said at the beginning, all the changes are great. It's great to have all these new crystals. It's great that signature stones are going to be more available. It's great that we got kind of new game mechanics coming to the game, new buffs, and all that stuff is great. But those are not the things that are going to change the way the game makes me feel in regards to the time it demands from me. So yeah, so we will see. We will definitely see. But if you guys are hyped for the news, let me know. If you guys are normal players that have kind of fallen out of touch with the game because you feel like the game's stale or whatnot, this news should make you feel like, wow, this is amazing. If I was only stepping away from this game, or wanted to step away from this game because I was bored of the content and I wanted a new challenge, I would be hyped right now. But it's a bit more than that for me, So, but yeah, let me know you guys' thoughts in the comments below. I really hope that this is a complete U-turn, and this is the thing that has changed the relationship between Kabam and the community, and I really, really do hope that it's onwards, upwards. I have believed since leaving MCOC, since leaving New York Comic Con last year, I do believe Kabam's heart is in the right place, but unfortunately, they are a company. Decisions have to be made by several people that are then filtered down, unfortunately, to the staff that communicate with us on the forum. And unfortunately, as much as you might have individual staff that don't necessarily agree with certain things or whatnot, but unfortunately, it is the higher powers that have the final say. And you know, like, I'm just happy that as a company they've managed to come to an agreement that the community needs to be heard and prioritized, and the game needs to be shaped in a way where it benefits and it's fun for the community, as opposed to just making it their way and we're just forced to deal with it. You know, I'm really, really, really happy about that. But anyway, let me know you guys' thoughts in the comments below. Let me know if you're hyped for the changes. If you're someone that was thinking about kind of stopping playing the game, or you was out of touch with the game, let me know if this has kind of made you do a complete U-turn and it's making you kind of be excited and hyped to join the game again. So yeah, let me know you guys' thoughts, man. That's gonna be it for me, man. It's been your boy Killer Beezy. You guys stay safe. Make sure you look after yourself and your loved ones, and I'll catch you guys in the next video, man. Take care. Peace.